Hello everyone. First, I want you to know that every piece of advice and every instruction mentioned in this video has been verified by the mechanics working at this shop, so relax. If you ever scan your car and see the message, "Intake manifold runner control stuck open," the first thought is usually, the intake manifold must be damaged and this is going to be really expensive. But stay calm. In most cases, it's not as serious as it sounds, and many times it can be fixed without draining your wallet. To put it simply, inside the intake manifold, there are small flaps, called runners, that open and close to control how air enters the engine depending on RPM. When the system says stuck open, it's basically saying these flaps are staying open when they shouldn't. When that happens, the engine loses efficiency, throttle response gets worse, and the check engine light comes on. Now here's the good part. According to mechanics, the most common cause is not a broken part, but dirt and carbon buildup. Over time, oil residue, soot, and grime cause the runners to stick. The engine tries to move them, but can't, and that's why the code shows up. In fact, a lot of people fixed the problem simply by cleaning the mechanism. They sprayed lubricant, manually moved the runners several times until they freed up, cleared the code, and that was it. No parts replaced, no money spent, and the car was back to normal. It doesn't work every time, but it's the most logical first step. Now, if you cleaned everything and the code keeps coming back, then it's time to look at the next suspect, the actuator or solenoid that moves the runners. In many cases, that part was failing, or it was a cheap aftermarket replacement that didn't work properly. Several owners report that replacing the actuator with an OEM or good quality part completely solved the issue. Following that same idea, there's something many people overlook: the linkage rods and plastic components of the system. On several models, these parts loosen up, pop out of place, or wear out. From the outside, everything looks fine, but internally, the system can no longer move the runners correctly, so they stay open and trigger the warning light. That's why many mechanics at this shop always say something basic but very important. Before replacing the entire intake manifold, check the connections, rods, clips, and mechanical movement. There are real cases where simply reconnecting a rod or adjusting a small part fix the problem completely. And one last thing to keep in mind, clearing the code without fixing the real cause is only a temporary solution. It's like turning off the warning light and continuing to drive as if nothing's wrong. If the runners are still stuck or the actuator is failing, the code will come back sooner or later.